Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Monday the 17th of April 2023, the beginning of a working week. It's early here in Bangkok and I see lots of work stretching ahead of me in the next few weeks, so that's a bit daunting for me. But the Guardian Sudoku puzzle on a Monday is a beginner level puzzle, so I have to say welcome to newcomers to the channel or people who are just starting out at Sudoku and not really sure how to play the game. This is the place to begin. I normally chat about what's in the news, not much time today, but I did notice that Poland and Hungary have banned Ukrainian imports of grain. This is not good, partly over kind of pricing and stuff like that, but the EU is not best happy with those countries because they seem to have acted without proper consultation or agreement with the EU, and so we'll see what happens there. But this is the time to be helping Ukraine in every way possible, in particular with financial aspects like buying its products and things like that. Okay, let's get on with the game of Sudoku now. If you've never played Sudoku before, the rules of the game, really there's only one rule. It's the game where we consider 1 to 9. So in every row across we need to fill in numbers 1 to 9. You can see in this row we already have a 7. And in this row we already have 5, 2 and 6. We're looking for all the other numbers. Now we don't just do that in the rows across, we also do that in the columns down. This column already has a 6. This column already has a 7, a 9 and a 2. But wait, we are not finished. We are also looking at these smaller sections of 3 by 3. You can see there are 9 of them in total. And within each section we need to place the numbers 1 to 9. This grid has a 5 already. And this particular small grid has 2, 9, 4 and 8 already filled in. We're looking for the other numbers. Now, one difficult thing when you're beginning Sudoku is trying to decide, how do I start? What do I do? But the first thing is, you should understand, there's no need to guess. In fact, you should not guess because it's a game of logic, and the fun of the puzzle is using logic to come out with the answer. Now, if you notice down here, we have just 2 empty squares in this block. It means that we already have 7 of the 9 digits already filled in this particular block down here, right? We're just looking for 2 empty squares to fill, this square and this square. Now, if we look at all of the numbers that we have in this block, we find that the numbers that we don't yet have that have to fit into these 2 squares are going to be 1 and 4, because look, we've got 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the numbers that we don't have are 1 and 4. Now, if you remember, we can only put a number into its row, column, or block one time. Only once, because there are exactly 9 squares. So what does it mean? Well, it means that we have a 1 in this row already. So 1 can't go back in this direction and can't go across here like this, because we already have a 1. 1, 8 and 5 are already in this row. So when we ask ourselves, can this square here be a 1? The answer should be a resounding no. It clearly can't. And there is only 1 empty square left. So we know in fact that the 1 must fit into that square there. And now there is only one number, 1, 2, 3. There's no 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. But we know that has to be a 4 because it's the only space left, so we know that 4 goes there. Okay, have you got the idea? Right, so all we need to do is go around the board looking for similar kinds of situations. When we consider this 8, we know that it can't be again in this row here, and we have another 8 again in this row here. Now we have 8 in this block already and 8 in this block already, but we don't have an 8 in this block over here yet. And now there's only one possible square here where the 8 can go because of these 2 8s which block across the rows there. Got that? Okay, it's getting easier. Right, now we can do the same. We'll say 8 blocking across here. I use the term blocking, means not allowed to reappear. And 8 blocking across here. Oh, actually that's not quite good enough. Sorry about that. I was about to sorry, let's do the 7s instead. 7 blocking down here and 7 across here. It's quite early in the morning. Oops. It's quite early in the morning here and I'm not fully awake yet. And also I play these games live. So you're likely to see me making mistakes. Right, 7s block across like this. So that is that's the only possible location where 7 can appear. Right, so hopefully you are with it now. More with it than me, probably. Now, what do we need? So if you're playing on a computer and you're using the SudokuExchange.com, which is a good thing to do, although playing with pen and paper is a good idea when you first start, I think. You can click each digit in turn and you will highlight the digits around the board. So when I click on a 3, it highlights all of the 3s, and sometimes that can save some time when you're looking for stuff. And since I don't have unlimited time today, that could be a good thing for me to do. So when we click on the 5, we notice that the 5 blocks up here and the 5 blocks down here, and so that's going to give me a 5 in that square there. And now we have 9s blocking across like this. That's going to put a 9 in that square, and then the 9s blocking up here and across here means that that's going to give us a 9 in that square, and then the 9 across here and up here we'll put the 9 here. And so then you might be thinking, hey, look, you've looked through the digits 1 to 9 and now you've come to an end. Well, actually you can look again, because now I've added some digits, so I've reduced the number of squares available. So we can go back to 1 and start looking again, and we will find that the situation has changed a bit. Some things have changed a bit. So there we are. So now we can place the 2, because the 2's block up here like this. And whereas before, before we put that 9 in, 2 could have appeared in 2 squares, but now there's only 1 possibility. Now, in this column down here, we don't yet have a 2. We've got 2 and 6 missing from this column. We have everything else. But now we can see the 2 blocking across here. So this square can't be 2, but we need a 2 for this column. So we know that the 2 goes there, and then the 6 will be in this square here. Now, so one thing we like to do is to try to imagine, think forward a little bit. Okay, so when we see the 6 down here like this, we can say that 6 is either in this square or in this square, right? Because it blocks down here like this. So, in fact, we know 6 is either here or here. Now, can we say which square it appears in? No, we can't. But what we do know is it has to be in one of these 2 squares. So, can a 6 be down here like this? The answer is no, because this 6 is going to block down this column. Whether it appears here or here, it can't be down here. Now, we also have a 6 blocking down here and a 6 across here, and that's going to put the 6 there. So, even though we couldn't place these 6s, it helped us to find this 6 down here. And now we can place the 2 up here and the 2 across here. So now we can fill in that 2 there. Down here we have 2 across here, and down here. So that gives us a 2. Then we have 2 up here, down here, and across these 2 rows here. So in this central block, that's the location of 2. And now we have a 2 in every one of our small mini grids, our 3x3 grids. And so that's the digit 2 is complete. There aren't any more digit 2s to find on this particular board. Okay, so let's do that thinking forward again. So, okay, we have 3 blocking across here. So what do we know? We know that 3 has to be in one of these squares here, right? Because it can't be in either of these 2. So can a 3 be here? No, clearly not, because whether 3 appears here or here or here, it's got to block across this row. Now 3 blocks across here like this and 3 blocks down here. So now we know that that's the only possible location for 3. Then that 3 goes up to the top, and that gives us a 3 in that square there. Hope that made sense. If not, go back and watch it again. We have 4 blocking across here and 4 blocking up here, so that puts the 4 into that square. And now we have 4 across here, and up here. That means that this must be a 4. And we have 4 across here and 4 down here. That gives us a 4 in that square. 4 across here and 4 down here. That gives us a 4 in this square. And then 4 across, up here, across there. That will give us 4. The final digit 4, like digit 2, is now complete. We don't have any more to find because we have 1 in each of our small grids here. Right, now there is only 1 empty square in this row, so all we have to do is find the missing number between 1 and 9 for this row, and when we look we find it's a 6, so we'll place the 6 there. And now there's only 1 empty square missing in this particular block, and when we see what's missing we'll find it's a 5. And now this row has only 1 empty square, and when we look for the missing number we find it's a 1. Okay. In fact, let's hang on for those 1s just a moment and see. Okay, 2s are done, don't need to check those anymore. 3s, what do we know about 3s? Well, I do know something, but I'm not going to tell you. 4s we don't need. So if it's there's a slightly more difficult technique, I don't want to show you on a beginner game, right? 5 blocks across here like this means 5 is either in this square or this square, right? We know that. So that's going to block back in this direction. Then the 5 blocking up here, that's going to put the 5 there. Then 5 blocking up here and across here gives me a 5 there. We have 6 blocking across here, only 1 empty square in this particular block now, 6 must be there. Then we have 6 down here, up here and across there. That will give us the 6 there. 6 across here, 6 down here. There's the 6, that's the final digit 6. 7 blocks all the way up here, that's only 1 square left to get there, there's the 7. 7 blocks across here and up here, so there's our 7. 7 blocks across here and across here, so here's the digit 7. 7 blocks up here and across here, so that's the final digit 7. We have all of the 7s now. 8 blocks up here and across here like this, that gives us an 8 there. 8 comes back this way and this way, that gives us an 8 there. 8 blocks down to the bottom here like this, that's the final digit 8. 9 blocks this square here, we don't have a 9 in this block yet, so let's place our 9 there. 9 blocks across here like this, that gives us the final digit 9. Now there's only 1 number missing here, which is a 1, we'll put that in. 1 then blocks up here and gives us the 1 here. We need just a 1 in this square here for this block or this column, it doesn't matter, it's the same thing. 1 also blocks across here and that gives us a 1 there. 1 is the final digit for this block here. 1 then blocks across here and up here, across here and up here, that leaves the final digit 1 there. There's 1 number missing to get across here like this, and it's going to be a 3. So we'll put 3 in, then 3 blocks up here like this and gives us a 3 in that square. 3 blocks back down that way gives us the 3 here. And we just need a 3 for this block up here as well. Now the last number for this column or this row or this block, it's the same number, it's a 5. And we also need a 5 here for this row, column, or this row, and then of course 5 finishes the grid. So that's our beginner level puzzle for the Guardian. Check out the beginner and easy level puzzles on this channel if you're new to the game. That's it. Thank you. Bye bye.